Hey, Cowboy here. I see you're checking out some of our first season. Excellent choice. Great vintage stuff. Pairs well with steak. Just a few notes. In season 1, the name of the show was actually Head to Head, a video game podcast. But it's still the same show that you've come to love or will learn to love if this is your first time listening. So in either case, thanks for listening and welcome to Game Corp.
Will you stop already? Your incessant noise-making is causing this existence to be even more unbearable than normal.
And there's nothing to do. There's literally nothing that we need to do. We're making money right now, Ann.
Yeah, I mean, you can't judge us. We're just, we're putting in a hard day's work, working hard, hardly working. Who cares?
Yeah, based on my calculations, each one of those noises was worth 60 cents. I got paid 60 cents.
Wait, you got paid 60 cents?
Yes.
Oh, I need to ask for a raise.
Oh my DOS. You guys are literally less than worthless. I can't believe you actually work here. And besides, this is the most annoying noise.
Oh yeah? You think that's annoying? How about this?
Or...
Welcome, everybody, to the blanketh episode of Head to Head, a video game podcast. We are phoning it in today because the boss is out.
That's right, Cowboy. This is the second ever episode of the Sweatpants Chronicles. That is the episodes that we get to make with zero effort because, oh my god, is this show exhausting sometimes.
I'm having issues phoning in. What's the key? What's the number? The password?
It's not a conference call.
Oh, no,
Huh?
I yeah, to access, yeah, I got it. It's
No.
1,
It's an...
Okay.
2,
Mm-hmm.
3,
Yep.
420.
What are you, Batista? It's
Sure.
It's an
Blaze it.
idiom.
Wait, what was that?
It's an
Blaze
idiom.
it. Put in the number, blaze it.
Blaze
after
it.
420. Yeah.
Okay. A-Z-E,
Wait.
3.
Don't press enter yet. Because
Okay.
little X,
Uh-huh.
big X.
Okay.
How do you do little
now-
X, big X on a phone?
You actually gotta. You actually
You just
gotta
push it harder.
I'm sorry. You're actually gonna have to back that up too and put a big X, little X at the beginning of that. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Mhm.
So big X, little X, 110, 420.
Oh my god, 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit. Hold on.
Let's start over.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm-
so big X.
Wait. Hold on. I'm not ready.
You forgot
Okay.
the underscore.
Okay,
Okay. Go ahead.
big X,
Yep.
little X.
Okay.
1,
Mm-hmm.
2,
2,
3,
3.
420. Blaze it.
Mm-hmm.
Underscore
Yep.
6, 9.
Sure.
Little X,
Yep.
big X,
Okay.
and for some reason a tilde.
The tilde.
A tilde. Okay.
No, tilde.
Oh, a tilde. Okay.
A tilde.
Right.
It's next
Got
to the
it.
tilde.
Tilde?
Yep.
What language is that? Better not be English.
Portuguese, I think.
Okay, now press enter because now you're gonna have to put in the password.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay, password is it's title case. Game Corp Forever
Mm-hmm.
112.
Is corp capitalized or no?
In the password it is, yeah.
Okay. Forever, is that the number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
And ever spelled EVR.
As one does.
Mm-hmm.
You sure it's not a soft A on Eva?
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right. I kind of wrote
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I kind of fat fingered the little. Can you fat finger a drawing? Yeah.
You can.
It's EVA.
EVA. Yep.
2
One.
exclamation points,
Sure.
Yep.
Security.
and
Yeah.
then big X,
Yeah.
little X,
Mm-hmm.
420 blaze it,
Wait, is that a little X or a little Nas X?
big X, little
Uh-huh.
Nas X,
Gotcha. Okay.
420 blaze it,
Sure.
the capital B,
Yeah. Okay.
little Nas X,
Mm-hmm.
big X,
Big Nos X.
big Nas X,
Oh, okay. Hold on. Got it.
and a tilde and a tilde.
Yep.
One, then the other.
Mm-hmm. And then you repeat that 4 times, and then you press enter, and
Okay.
you should be able to gain access. And
All right.
we can start the show.
All right. Let me, hold on. 420. And then a big Nas X. Tilde. Underscore. All right. Got it. Let me see. It's asking me to put in my credit card information. It says I haven't paid my phone bill in 9 years.
Oh.
Oh well. I mean, we're all here. We can just do it in person, I guess.
We could all just talk to each other since we are next to each other. I guess there was no real reason to get into that, but
That sounds good to me.
Hey, it's the future. You got technology. You got all this, collaboration. It's nice, but I guess we can kick it old school.
Yeah, like look at each other. We should have zoomed this. Put up some dividers.
We could grab some binoculars, and then it's basically a Zoom.
I get it.
Nobody else will, because that was in the outtakes.
Did you just inside joke something?
Something that's not the guy cut.
I think it was funny enough on its own.
Oh my God, shit. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. So in these episodes, we usually just answer questions from listeners, because we do get several in, and I love you all for it. Please never stop sending in those questions.
A massive
Don't
backlog.
do it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and, I don't know, just knock out an episode and answer some of these badass questions. Okay, so it's been a minute, but guys, we got ourselves a genuine, bona fide Metroid Mike question.
Ooh, boy.
Could
Yeah,
be an
Metroid-
impersonator.
Love that Metroid Mike.
Metroid Mike asks, if you guys had to choose, which Pokemon would you let kill you?
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so which Pokemon is your choice for assisted suicide?
Yeah, I guess because you're letting it kill you. So yeah, if you had the choice, which Pokemon would you let kill you?
So if you had like 100%er Gary Oak, who's sitting there with a full Pokedex, and he's like, yo, I'm going to kill you with one of these Pokemon, take your pick. Which one would you choose?
I guess.
And are we only talking Gen 1? Because that's where my mind went, but we could be talking about the, what I consider the extended universe of Pokemon.
Do you consider every other generation the extended universe?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you Gen 1er. No, so any Pokemon in existence right now.
No, I'm going Gen 1 only. I'm an OG.
Because those are the only ones you know.
There's also the only ones I know, because they were the best.
I know a couple from Gen 2, like Flaffy,
Who?
Mareep. It's an electric sheep.
The way I'm going to take this is more so like befriending a Pokemon and then getting terminally ill and then having like a touching hand-holding moment with it, and then I let it pull the plug. I don't like this whole like...
See, that's wild. That's wild, because most people would interpret this question like, okay, who would you let hyper beam you? And you're like, no, let me paint a picture.
Yeah.
I'm 86 years old. I'm on life support. It's failing. My
Right.
Pokemon holds my hand for the last time. I look into his eyes deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's time. And with
And I tell him...
a somber, approving nod, the Pokemon blinks.
I say we had a long life together, you know, and we fought that battle. We fought lots of Pokemon battles, but we also fought that battle for the right to get married. And sure, in the end, the Supreme Court turned us down, but we know. We
all know.
We have a bond for life.
Sure.
And then let me finish. This is my death. Let me do it. I'm dying. Have some respect for the soon to be dead.
Your death is about me. Man. It affects me more than you.
So I take his, I can't say hand, so I'm going to say I take his ball.
Oh.
And I say, I rest my hand gently on him. I feel like I'm doing D&D right now. And then I say, it's time. I'm ready. I've had a full life. And I say,
oh my God.
Use detonate.
Self-destruct.
Self-destruct.
I fucking knew it. I knew where you were going.
Wait, so you're taking him out with you?
Well, it turns out that I underestimated it. We take out the whole hospital, and I'm forever on a Wikipedia page. But yeah, that's what I go for.
And then you go down in history as one of the most effective domestic terrorists on U.S. soil.
Yeah, not intentionally, but yeah, that's what happens.
Damn, dog. I mean, shit, my answer was super simple. I would just choose... I never knew how to say his name. I think it's Yamask. It's ya boy. It's Yamask. Yamask.
What the heck is Yamask?
Yeah, if I remember right, that's the one. I think if it murders you, you just turn into a Pokemon. I think you just turn into. I think you just. Am I getting it wrong? There's ghost type Pokemon that like kill people or take their ghost and turn them into Pokemon. That's the way I want to go. If a Pokemon's going to kill me, I'm getting something out of it. I'm going to be the Pokemon now.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'll accept that.
Yeah.
JB?
Cowboy, I didn't hear, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or what, but what was your Pokemon?
What is his name? You all know who I'm talking about. Jake. Pokemon Master.
Did you ever say it? Because I thought you were just saying, like, hypothetically, this is what I would want, and then you got very specific.
You're 100% talking about Voltorb.
Yeah, Voltorb.
Oh, okay. That broke. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know the name. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know the name, and I was like, Jake will get this. I can elude.
That's fine. I think that if you're going to go out, it should be as anime as possible. And I think the most anime way to go out would be, and I'm talking modern day anime, not like previous anime, but the most anime way to go out right now would be Jigglypuff.
Okay.
You know, you got this tiny little ball, and it's just so deadly. So deadly. And what it would do is we would be sitting there, and I would be dying. I'd be on my deathbed. I'd be in the same hospital Cowboy's in.
Taking my answer. Good.
And I'd be laying there, and Jigglypuff starts singing to me, and it's so sweet. And I'm like, Jigglypuff, you've been my best friend for years. I mean, I caught you 3 episodes ago. I mean, it's basically a lifetime.
Sure.
And Jigglypuff comes sweetly to me and lays its little Kirby arm on my face, and then gets angry and draws a penis on my forehead. What? And then it sings more, and I fall asleep. And during my sleep, it gets on top of me.
Oh no.
And then it down bees, and I explode off the map. Boom. Game over.
Oh, so you don't get lulled to sleep by the Pokemon known for like singing people to the long sleep. You get downbeat.
I do get downbeat. I get both. I get the best of both worlds.
The stage.
And in fact, the shrapnel that comes down from the rooftop, because you're in the room next to me, is actually what sets Voltorb off and makes him explode and kill the rest of the hospital. So in you could say with a couple extra steps that I murdered you. Which is just great. That's my dream.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing an extended universe on these dumbass answers that we've chosen.
Yes, I absolutely love the fact that for some reason both of you are dying in the same hospital together with your Pokemon companions
of the same disease.
My mind
of the same disease,
and it may or may not be transmitted through the penis.
Nope,
I can tell you it's not.
It's not.
It may or may not be.
No,
you
it's
be
not.
The judge.
It's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
anyway.
We don't know. My body's in space.
Can I be here anyways?
They couldn't test it. Space docking. What's next? Uncomfortable silence.
Yeah. How does
boy.
it feel?
It feels great because I got to make a space docking joke.
I think it actually makes a lot of sense that there would be Pokemon-assisted euthanasia. There just would be. Like, they would use them for that fact.
Would they?
Yes, of course. They use
Yeah.
Pokemon for everything in that series.
Pikachus are running electric chairs.
Yes. Coughing
Oh
is
my
the gas
God.
chamber.
Oh my
You
god!
got like sleep study Jigglypuffs and any
Mhm.
Pokemon that knows sleep.
But yeah,
I think a
putting you to
sleep study would 100% be ran by Drowsy.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But then he also goes into your nightmares. which
Sure,
is-
and eats them up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he does eat them up. It's like sushi to him. He's like, nom, nom, nom,
I can
nom.
also picture like a Clefairy being like one of those angel of death nurses that's responsible for like the murder of like 40 patients. Just like
Oh
a
my
rogue
God.
Clefairy.
I could see that. Yeah.
They hide that because it's an anime, so of course they can tailor what comes to the screen, but you know that all happens. They just don't include it.
Do you think the Pokemon version of the movie 7, instead of saying what's in the box, he says, what's in the egg?
I thought you were
'Cause
going to
it's
say
a
what's in the
Clefairy egg.
Pokeball.
Yeah, what's in the Pokeball? I mean, come on, that was a softball, my dude. What's in the Pokeball?
No, that's a Pokeball.
What's in
But
it?
I'm imagining he's standing out
The
there.
head of your
Who's-
wife. Spoilers.
Who's
He's standing
he?
out there. Clefairy. Clefairy is walking through the desert and walks up to him. Helicopters come flying, right?
Mhm.
Everything's, as to be expected.
And Kevin Spacey is there. Like, he's part of it.
He's just there.
Well, he's in the background, right? He's just chilling.
Everything else
And
is
they might do
Pokemon.
that like anime side scrolling thing where it's like a diagonal cut through the screen and you see Kevin Spacey chilling with like movement lines flying past him, and then you have Brad Pitt sitting there in the desert when Clefairy walks up to him and just hands him the egg out of her pouch that she's been holding the whole time.
Oh.
Do you
right in
mean
plain sight.
Chansey? Has this whole time, has this supposed to have been Chansey?
Did I not
Well,
say
Chansey's
Chansey?
the one in the nurse's office.
I said Chansey.
Chansey's?
Nurse
Chansey's?
Joy has Chansey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chansey.
Y'all been
Oh,
saying Clefairy.
Cowboy said
No, I
Clefairy,
didn't. I said
but I knew
Chansey.
what he
Go
meant.
edit it.
That's why we died in the same place. We have the same disease of the brain
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
transmits through the space docking.
Go back and listen to
Brain.
the editing. It'll definitely be. Hold on. Let me
So
give
then
you a good sound.
Chansey hands over
Chansey.
the egg, and Brad Pitt's chilling, like, what's in the egg? But he's got like these anime eyes and a mushroom flies out of his mouth. And then he cracks it open
Mhm.
into a cast iron skillet, and it's the head of his dead wife.
Oh, you just kept the head.
Whoa.
You,
Yep.
you didn't Pokemon it up at all.
Yep. Head of his dead wife. Sorry, Brad Pitt.
I mean, that's not even a spoof. You're just swapping characters and doing the movie 7.
I mean, it's the same movie, just in a different universe.
Yeah.
I've always wanted movies to do that. I think it would be such a weird cerebral experience to make the same exact movie but swap characters with really just like jarring depictions, like doing the
Yeah.
movie 7 with Pokemon, but it's the movie 7. It's literally the movie 7. I think things like that are fucking awesome.
There is, you guys might have seen this. I'm on a tangent. There's a art project of people who remade the Star Wars movie. I think it's the first one, A New Hope. And they made it by, quilting together, patchworking hundreds of people doing a scene each. They got hundreds of people to just take one scene and remake it. Claymation, actors, drawings, anime. And so it changes. Every scene is a new style because it's a new person, a new filmmaker, and they just put it all together. If you can get on YouTube and find that, it holds your attention. It's so cool to watch because the style moves every single scene to a new thing. And it's the whole movie. It's 2 hours.
Mm.
And it's
That's
exactly
neat.
what you're talking about.
No, that is not what I'm talking about. I don't want that. That's just different art styles depicting the thing. I want
It's
the
the
movie
same movie.
7. I want the movie 7
Okay.
with
But with
a
Pokemon?
just a few of the characters just replaced with Pokemon.
I feel like
That's what I
just
want.
like a
I
Who
don't
Framed
want. I don't
Roger
want
Rabbit.
anything else to change. It'd be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It'd be yes. It's basically the same movie.
All right, but what Cowboy's saying has like these philosophical ramifications because he's saying if you replace every part of a show or a movie, is it the same thing? It's like a ship of Theseus thing, right? If you replace every plank in the boat, is it still the boat? And I think this video, this Star Wars recreation where they took individual pieces and rebuilt the entire movie from scratch, I think it solves like this age-old question of, is it still the same boat? And the answer is no.
No, yeah, it's not. It's
No,
and
it's
then
not.
if you took all the old parts and you rebuilt it, is that the movie? And the answer is yes. So I think framing it in this reference, I mean, just blew like 1,000
Falafel
minds.
Falafelsers.
Those guys
Yeah.
making falafels can't even
They
work
think
anymore.
about shit
It's-
while they're
They can't
eating
even
falafels.
fucking handle it.
They're falafels.
How am I supposed to serve Greek food when my mind has been blown?
Yo, Greek food is good.
Greek food is so good.
I'm a fan. It's got lots of cheese. It's got some lamb in it. You get a hero or a gyro, depending on if you
Say it
pronounce it
right.
correctly.
Want a sandwich or a nice tasty
if you want a sandwich or a protagonist.
I need a hero.
You know what? Speaking of Pokemon, we never do this, but since, there's no rules for these episodes and we get to post them so close, or I'm sorry, we get to record them so close to posting, we get to talk about topical video game news.
Yes, we do.
Here comes
Yeah.
the video game hot goss. Head to head, a video game podcast is now head to head, a hot goss podcast, and hitting it up first, baby. Okay, so there's been some really awesome news as of late. Some amazing trailers have hit and things like that in the world of Pokemon. And of course, everybody knows what I'm talking about, and that is Nexomon. That's right. I don't care about Legends of Arceus or the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. We're talking Nexomon. If you haven't heard of Nexomon, it is a 2017 mobile game, 100% a Pokemon ripoff, complete with Pokemon evolutions, top-down 2D sprites, trainers, evolutions, more evolutions, catching Nexomon, and evolutions. But it's coming to consoles, baby. Fuck all the other stuff. We're
What?
talking Nexomon, baby. It's coming next month. Now, get excited. It features more than 300 Nexomon for you to catch, train, and bone down with. Just kidding. It doesn't do that. Got you. But it's 100% a Pokemon clone. And I, for one, I don't look forward to it. I don't. But yeah, so if you ever want to scratch that itch with something that isn't Pokemon, try out Nexomon starting next month. And I dare you to check out the trailer. I just do.
Is it?
I think that Nexomon, I mean, it just has like 149 too many Nexomon. If I'm being honest. I mean, there's a certain limit to the amount of Nexomon I can remember, right?
Oh,
there's
sure.
there's Jiggly Borf, right? There's Beakachar. You got Boozazard.
Boozazard, there's Blasterd, there's Venusquish, there is Pigeon,
Oh, who could forget Pigeon?
Pigeonoto, and Pigeon-a-Lot.
He's just like a pigeon, but like more. He's like a little
There's-
extra.
There's Rat,
Cindamander.
Yep.
and
Sure. You got what's the one? He's like a little purple blob and can turn in. Oh yeah, he's Samesies.
oh,
Yeah,
Samesies. You have Dogmon, who can evolve into different positions of the compass. You have Dogmon who can depending on if you rub a stone on it or not, it turns into Northmon, Southmon, Eastmon,
Right.
Westmon.
East one, and then actually I think it's oh shoot, what is it? The West. Oh, Kanye West. That's what it.
Kanye Westmon.
Mhm.
Yep, that's right.
Then there's Brett, which is very
Oh,
brave
Brett.
for them just to make a Pokemon based off a human,
Mhm.
as opposed to an
Brett.
object or an animal. They just Brett.
He's just like a dude, but he's got feet for hands,
hmm
and he's also got feet for feet.
Can
Yeah.
I bounce off of that? Can I bounce off of Brett?
Yeah.
Here. Okay.
You bounce off of Brett.
Can I bounce off
Bounce
of Brett
off
for
of
a minute? All right. I'm about to tell a story. I'm about to tell a story.
About
Okay.
Brett.
About Brett.
Okay.
All right. It's middle school. Little Jake Bias. Hey, that's my last name, by the way. Oh,
spoiler alert.
spoilers.
Spoiler.
Little Jake Bias in middle school. He's playing Pokemon. He's obsessed with Pokemon. He has red and blue because my loving Mima was like, you like Pokemon? I'm like, yeah, here's both. But anyway, so I was playing. I think at that time I just had my Game Boy Pocket. I was playing it nonstop. At any recess, I was playing it. Any chance I could get, I was playing it. There were other kids at my little tiny school who were playing it as well. Enter Brett. Specifically, I'm going to call... No, I can't call his last name out. It's biblical. I'm not going to call him out. But Brett.
God?
Little Brett was playing.
Brett God?
Yeah. Brett God. Brett God. Brett Old Testament God was playing Pokemon as well. You know who you are if you listen. He was playing Pokemon as well. And there was a small group of us. We were trying to collect. I really wanted all 150. And for a little bit, like, our small group was helping each other. We would trade and trade back. Like, it became a known thing. We're like, yeah, we'll trade and trade back. We'll fill up that Pokédex. It was all good. Brett, Old Testament God, comes in one day and is like, hey, man, I need Jolteon. Do you have a Jolteon? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I got Jolteon. Let's do some tradesies. We use our link cable. We hook up our Game Boy Pockets. We trade. I say, hey, just give me anything. Give me a rat. And he trades his rat for my beautiful, shiny, golden yellow, well, it's black and white, Jolteon. The link's complete. And I'm like, okay, let's trade back. And he says, thanks. And he walks away. And I'm like, wait, dude. And he keeps walking. He puts his head down and fucking walks faster. And then the bell rings.
Oh my God. Wait.
He stole my fucking Jolteon. He stole my Jolteon. He knew what he was doing. He came in there with a purpose. He fucking bank heisted my Jolteon from me. The bell rang just in the nick of time. He ran away. I was Jolteonless. And thus,
oh my God,
I ended my friendship with Brett, Old Testament God. And if you're listening, hey Brett, fuck you, buddy. You owe me a Jolteon.
that's like top 5 anime betrayals of the century.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Just imagine how hard it was to get that fucking Jolteon. And I was working so hard to fill up my decks. And he stole it from me. Legit. How do you steal Pokemon in real life? He's Team Rocket.
Oh my God, he's Team Rocket.
He's Team Rocket in real life. Oh my God, I had an encounter with Team Rocket in real life. Yeah, I never let that go. And I never let it down. In fact, my friendship with him ended that day. I hope it was worth it, dude, because we used to hang out.
So you gave it to him, but you were going to swap back? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. So once you have possession of a Pokemon, it fills up your Pokédex. Your entry is filled in, and then we trade back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You trade me a Trashmon, I trade you one that you need, and then we trade back, and then the transaction is complete. Your Pokédex is filled up. I still have my beautiful Jolteon.
Yeah. So it kind of sucks that you weren't in advanced history classes yet, because you would have learned that's the oldest trick in the book. You got swindled. There's so many history lessons
from a friend.
Oh, yeah.
He behind my back stabbed forever.
I mean, can we get some corn and blankets? Can we come to your feasts? Does that sound familiar?
Thing that
you
blows my mind.
So you want a smallpox
Jolteon...
blanket?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Oh no,
metaphorically.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
But Jolteon isn't that good. Like, it's fine.
It's the
like, it's a
principle,
solid
damn
like
it.
fifth man. But like,
Yeah,
he chose to end a friendship over like a B tier Pokemon.
Yes, absolutely. Over Jolteon.
I mean, that's Team Rocket after a Pikachu.
Yeah, 100%.
Pikachu's like whatever, man.
Let's be real, dude. Let's be real. Pikachu's not that great.
Well, I think the reason this didn't make sense to me is because I'm not a collector. I'm like, why? Why do you care? Why fill up that Pokedex so you can show
Well,
people?
I mean, shit, dude. Why not? If you like Pokemon, that's one of the. I mean, that's one of the core goals
so like
in any Pokemon game is to fill up your decks.
so you can fill it up and show people and like have conversations with them and like have
Yeah.
people like generally like you and be able to
Why do anything,
Yeah.
cowboy?
like
Why do anything?
listen.
Yeah, like I could understand if you were ahead of your time and like 15 years too early figured out how to actually get Mew in Gen 1 games.
Sure.
And he was like, hey, can you trade me that Mew so I can fill out my glitched Pokedex, I guess? I could understand that. That's a thing to ruin a friendship over because
Yeah.
you were the only one that could have gotten that. But A Jolteon? Really? A Jolteon?
Also, the exit. Head down at the bell. No, like, pull the link at the last second as it's heading back. A little tug as it pops out and a laugh, like a triumphant pose and a laugh and a condescending little monologue. You really thought that I would give it back?
That's classic
He
Brett.
should have done that, but he didn't.
Classic Brett.
I knew a Brett when I was in elementary school, and I had a very, very similar situation with him. So we were in band together. I played trumpet. I think he played trombone. So be careful around trombonists.
Yep.
Fucking classic Brett instrument.
Classic Brett instrument. And I remember I wasn't there that day. I was actually sick, but I heard about it the next day when we had a substitute teacher. Foreshadowing alert.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
He had his trombone in the middle between the desks. And our teacher, I won't say her name, but it rhymed with horny. She was old, like very old, like dust falling off old. And she had this very, very specific rule, which was if you are in band, you leave your instruments under your desk. You do not put them in the aisles. And he left his in the aisle. She tripped over it, broke her hip, went to the hospital, and died.
Ooh, what the fuck?
And died. He murdered our 4th grade teacher.
Holy shit, are you serious?
Classic Brett.
That's
Classic fucking Brett. Stealing Jolteon, murdering old ladies?
Yep. That's what Brett does.
That's Brett through and through, man.
If you're a Brett, I mean, you got a lot. Like you have a big range that you could be. You could be like a Brett Favre, or you could be a classic Brett. Like those are your options.
Brett.
There's no middle ground.
There's only a few names that carries, first names that carry such weight in a history of evil and crime. There's Adolf. Everyone knows that one. But then there's Brett. Just behind it. Everyone knows
in
that.
the classic number 2 spot for evilest person ever, yeah.
Which is a little more evil to be in second place. I feel like you're more motivated in second place. You have room to grow.
Yes.
And
like
to all
you're
the
nipping
Bretts
at the
out there-
heels.
To all the Bretts out there listening, this totally doesn't apply to you. We love you. Keep listening. You're a valued listener.
When you're here, you're a Frank.
When you're here, you're family.
Welcome to Game Corp Garden.
Olive Corp.
I live you.
All right, y'all. How about another listener question?
I'm down for it. I'm here for it. Oh, Cowboy. Hey, for everybody out there, Cowboy has been saying this thing recently, which is I'm here for it. And he said, I think I heard it somewhere, but I'm not sure. I feel like it's around. And then immediately after he said that, I heard it like 6 times within an hour. I'm here for it is now here for it. That's a thing.
Who
knew?
It's probably been around for a minute, and we both sound terrible now that you admitted that we think it's brand new.
Hey, we're boomers, and that's on brand.
I'm not a boomer.
If you're not a zoomer, you're a boomer, bro.
If you ain't a zoomer,
You
you're
weren't
a boomer.
around during the nuclear bombs.
If you ain't a zoomer, then you boomer.
Is that what boomer means?
Yeah.
Like, when bombs go off, you become a boomer?
No, you're a boomer.
No.
You're around when the nukes were dropped.
No.
Oh.
For the atomics.
No.
No?
No, the
I
baby
went to
boomer
Atomic
generation.
Comics.
The baby boomer generation are the kids that were born from the greatest generation, from the people who fought in World War II.
I kind of like
the baby boom was all the people who came home after World War II and had a massive population of kids. They're the baby boomers. It was a booming population. They weren't around when the nukes dropped.
Well,
They were around to run drills in school.
they were born probably as a result of the bombs dropping. I just like the little fallout kind of angle on it. I like it. You're a boomer.
That's why they say that, because it's like boom goes the dynamite, and then they were born.
Yeah.
They're boomers. I get it. Thanks, Jake.
It's like the Big Bang. It birthed them.
Happy to help. This next listener question comes in.
Speaking of atrocities.
This next listener question comes in from Porcelain Poopsicle. Great. Porcelain Poopsicle asks, any plans to record your podcast on YouTube?
Nope.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Next question.
Just kidding. So I'm trying to think of how much we can disclose.
Well,
We have some strict NDAs. You might remember from last episode we had to sign.
Here
What I
comes some
can
hot
say-
sanitized goss.
Hot sanitized goss. What I can say is that in the future,
Mm-hmm.
things are different.
robots have taken over.
Things are gonna be
The distant
changing,
future.
baby.
The year 2000. In the future,
humans
there
are
may
dead.
be, hypothetically,
Humans are dead.
as
We use
any
poisonous
podcast
gases.
could, they
They
may
poison their asses.
hypothetically
Humans are dead.
dead.
create content outside of normal
Boogie.
podcast bounds.
Robo boogie.
And this may include, but not be limited
Boogie.
to, hypothetically,
Robo boogie.
YouTube content,
0010001. I don't know the
Twitch
rest. I'm sorry.
streams,
Wait,
0001111.
in short, we've tried this before. The problem is when you convert MP3 to MP4, it's just a mess of data that doesn't actually produce a video.
It's so
Yeah.
much junk, and you just gotta sweep it up off the floor. It's
doesn't-
so hard.
It does this weird thing where it adds 1 to every bit. So when you
Mhm.
have, like, say we were talking about ABBA, it would go ABBA, but then it becomes BCCB. So then it's BK, BK.
Nobody
that's-
wants to listen to that.
It's
Yeah.
hard to listen to sometimes. So we have to find a way to get MP4 divided by 3
Yeah.
Right.
plus
4
some
over 3.
number.
We need a 3/4 converter.
MP4 over 3 is
Yeah.
the format that we're shooting for.
That's what we're trying to do. We have to invent it from scratch. And I mean scratch like the programming language that kids use.
Mhm.
So it's taking some time because I'm still like dragging like if statements into a window and it's not working the way I would expect.
It also requires synesthesia in order to see sound, which is very difficult. Most people don't have it. So to visualize our voices as a tangible
Right.
object that you could watch on YouTube,
Yeah.
we're working on the technology.
That's an element literally most of the population will be missing. It'll be like listening to, I don't know, 50% of a podcast. You're just missing the core elements there.
Yeah.
Right. It would be like listening to Rice Krispies but not eating them.
I would do that.
Yes.
So
No
we
lie.
as a podcast or any podcast or anybody could hypothetically, yes,
What the hell does that mean?
they could.
You could.
I mean, we could, or
we could.
anyone could.
Sure. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
You
So-
you could definitely. You could do it yourself, honestly. And that sounds like I'm being a bit aggressive, but you should do it yourself if you want it so bad.
You should do
Go
it.
grab our MP3,
promote it.
download us, slap a visualizer on it, and you know what? You're employed at Game Corp. You run our YouTube channel because we don't have lawyers personally. We can't stop you from throwing our stuff on YouTube. Can we?
Except for copyright takedowns.
Oh,
Hey, I'm
we
just
would
gonna,
claim
I'm
Do
just
you
gonna
get
jump,
money if they do that?
We would
No,
claim it, yeah.
I'm just gonna jump in as your lawyer and say, hey, don't take our recordings and put them on your own channel.
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Do
Don't
it.
do that. That's bad advice.
It's-
That's bad
it's-
advice.
But if you do give us money, please.
It's not like we could get tons of money from you if you do it. We definitely cannot. So go ahead and do it, and
you can't
use our logos.
you don't get money from that.
and just all sorts of stuff that involves copyright protected material. Go ahead.
Sure. It definitely takes money out of our
You are
pocket, yeah.
completely safe.
Sure.
There is no
Yeah.
reason not to let your guard down.
So,
Even for a
in
kid.
summation, porcelain poopsicle. Stay tuned.
Did we even answer that question? Like, yes,
I think we answered it the best we can.
we have other
Stay
avenues coming.
tuned.
Stay
We got
tuned.
things cooking. And
It rhymes
don't,
with
actually
Blick
don't
Block.
Yeah. Roblox? Yeah, we're gonna be Roblox streamers.
Snick
Actually,
smock.
we're gonna drop. So we're actually okay. Yeah, to part the kimono, we're gonna drop the podcast completely. We're gonna go into streaming Roblox, And we hope to see you there. Please click that subscribe button and ring the bell. And we're just going to play a whole lot of natural disasters. The one with the shark. I'm sure there's a zombie one on there too. Oh, Car Crushers 2. We're actually going to be pretty big in the Car Crushers 2 community.
Mhm.
There's
To sum that up, actually really do stay tuned. We actually do have a lot of exciting announcements coming, but we're not going to say anything yet.
They deserve a free sample. I'm going to give you two
Okay.
samples of ideas that I've been pitching. One, TikTok exclusive. You're going to have to watch our videos 15 seconds at a time. And it's just going to be our podcast in 15-second bites. You can watch one right after the other. I think it takes about 1,000 of them, but they just play one after the other. And they're so delicious. They're little bite-sized TikToks. You're going to love them. Podcasts do great on TikTok.
Sure.
When you include video and you're attractive. But podcasts do great on TikTok. The other idea, and this is more probable, is we are going to get exclusivity from from World of Warcraft. We will you will have to log into World of Warcraft and catch us live as we live podcast from Ogamar?
I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it would probably be in either capital city.
Organization Amar.
I think we'd have like really cool holiday specials at the Dark Moon Fair once a month. That would be really neat. So we're actually going to replace the band that's on stage at the Dark Moon Fair.
Yeah.
And it's going to be us instead. The three of us just kind of sitting at a desk and just, slowly talking to an audience. I think it's going to be really receptive to the WoW community.
Yeah.
And in any capital city, you can catch us sitting next to a campfire. And that's how you listen to our show now.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. It's a really awesome revenue stream also for us. I'm excited for the cars I'm about to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were really surprised because, Blizzard reached out to us and they're like, hey, we're trying to get more engagement in our game. We're not having enough people. So we thought maybe we could tap you on the shoulder, pay you a ton of money to get your listeners to come into the game and hang out. And we were like, we're obviously the best choice. There's no way you went through like 6,000 other people who said no.
Joe Rogan doesn't play WoW
until you got to us. I mean, like, you're Blizzard. What kind of sort of like, issues could you have, especially nowadays? Like, you're such a good company. I mean, you treat everybody fairly.
We don't mind helping out indie devs. We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, a cool little startup like Blizzard. I think it's a really neat thing.
Yeah, and they've never been like controversial, which is what I love about them.
Or
they're very
subject
family
to
friendly.
Sweeping sexual harassment cases.
Oh yeah, never.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they were very friendly, like extremely friendly. Like they were so just overly friendly. They were just constantly hugging me and stuff. They were so
constant hugs, back
They were
rubs.
always trying to like just make me feel some type of way.
They were so friendly that they invited me up to their Cosby suite.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't end up going because I had other engagements, but a couple of stand-up guys, dude. Their Cosby suite.
It's good. Soundproof windows. It's great.
Yeah.
It was
So,
impressive.
yeah. Porpoise poopsicle. There's legit change on the horizon, and it's exciting, and I hope you guys stay tuned and are excited with us.
Speaking of which, I know we mentioned Twitch and doing some videos there, and I just want to use this opportunity to plug. Cowboy and I have been streaming, mostly me, but I bug Cowboy enough to join every once in a while. We have been streaming on Twitch relatively
frequently,
multiple days a week. I don't know. Friday, Saturday for sure. Every night, Friday and Saturday, I will be streaming. Mix of games. It could be Final Fantasy 14, which I absolutely love. Cowboy and I have been playing games for the podcast on there. We might have party games every once in a while where we'll bring on guests or people we know and love, maybe even listeners, to jump in and play some games with us. So check us out. Twitch.tv/head-to-head-pod. That's the number 2. Come give us a follow, get us on that road so we can get subscribers and you can pay us money to play games for a living, which would be great because right now we write about games and talk about games for a living, which is not as good as playing them.
Come out and parasocialize with us.
Did you just beg them for money?
I did.
You shill.
That's
You
what
shill.
you do, right?
You shill. And I will never be on there because I am terrified of social media.
He'll play with us. When we
Eventually.
do party games, he'll come in and hang out.
Oh, I will 100% be there someday. Spoiler alert, probably not. But someday. Okay, anyway. Video game, hot goss. Did you guys hear that for its 10th anniversary, Skyrim gets another new edition?
No, it doesn't. Does it?
Yes, it 100% does.
What's it on now?
What?
I'm
What?
not lying. You guys will see it. It's going to sweep. So by the time our episode airs, it's probably already swept every facet of the fucking internet. But the anniversary, it's called Skyrim Anniversary Edition. It arrives November 11th, which is special to the Elder Scrolls series. They usually release their new editions or new games on November 11th for some reason. But anyway, yeah, to celebrate its 10-year anniversary, Skyrim originally released on 11/11/11. This time, it includes all of the special edition content, the next gen upgrade, the special edition texture upgrades, 60 frames per second, all that good stuff, all of the DLC, and also somehow over 500 Creation Club elements. So the Creation Club is what Bethesda basically try to fight the Nexus mods on and get official mods that they could charge for.
Sure.
Tisk tisk Bethesda. But anyway, the Anniversary Edition comes with 500 integrated Creation Club enhancements to the game, including fishing. What? You can go fishing in Skyrim now?
Oh.
Couldn't you fish in Skyrim? I can't remember.
You couldn't before, not without mods. But I'm, as of now, a little confused on how it's going to work because they say you can upgrade your special edition into the Anniversary Edition. I don't know if that's paid or not. I guess we're going to find out.
I mean,
a lot of people on Steam were able to upgrade to the special edition free of cost. Like me, I was able to do that. So I'm wondering how they're doing it. They're probably going to charge for it. They probably are.
Yep.
But yeah, man, for the 10th anniversary, let's go ahead and buy Skyrim again. Not gonna lie, I might, depending on what's on there. But then again, I have modded Skyrim all the shit before, and a lot of people who play on PC have. So I feel like
can they please just implement the Skyrim Together mod and just let us play multiplayer Skyrim? Elder Scrolls Online is great. It's a great MMO.
Yeah.
It's very friendly to beginners. You have a lot of different customization. It's great, but I just want Skyrim, but together.
If you want to lure us back in, that would be the way to do it.
Like, just do that.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I got lured slightly back in with the VR, because that's like a new way to do it.
Yes, VR
That's
Skyrim is
worth it.
great.
I bought that. I'm not going to buy 500 mods. I'm not going to pay for mods that other people worked on. I mean, do they get paid for those then? Is that what that is? A way to get modders paid for their modding?
Anybody who has submissions on the Creation Club actually gets paid for their work.
Well, that's kind of nice for them. I appreciate modders.
Sure.
They do a lot of work for free, generally, usually. The idea of giving them a little bit of money. That doesn't feel so bad to me.
I 100% promote pay mods for their work. If you use like Nexus mods, if you mod games extensively, like things like that, if you have favorite mods, pitch them a little bit of money because those are just people on their own time working to complete massive projects sometimes.
You know what?
Give them a little love.
You know what's funny to me is like, small tangent, but I feel like torrenting fell off ever since companies started to realize that kind of stuff is getting people, people get paid nowadays for their stuff. I haven't torrented anything since I was dumb and impressionable, I guess, like years and years and years.
Yeah.
Do I have the right pulse on that? Is torrenting like basically gone with games? Does anybody even do that anymore?
I don't think so. So, man, I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know how many people still torrent games.
It really depends on the game.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain games you don't. Like, Skyrim is not a game you torrent. Like,
right.
the big AAA game titles, typically people are going to buy those, at least from my own experience. But there's certain situations where you want to play a game. Maybe it's like some weird, like, niche, like it may be fun, it may be not, but then you go and try to download it and it's not free, and it should have been free, and it's like $40. And you're like, well, when I Googled it, the second result was, hey, here's the full game for free. I'm probably going to click that link.
Hypothetically,
if I'm being honest.
hypothetically,
Or anyone would.
hypothetically, you might click that link out of curiosity, not out of is it libel? No, it's not libeling yourself.
Complete spite of the creator for trying to monetize and make you pay for a game that isn't worth the time you invest into it.
One might think that if the FBI is listening and want to nab somebody for stealing media. Because,
I mean, I wouldn't say me. I'm just saying anybody.
Sure.
Anybody could.
Anybody could. Anybody could. Not saying we would. But on that note, does the ROM game count? Does the whole like world of emulation, does that count as well with this?
You know, I'm gonna take a theoretical stance, and with games that old, man, I support ROMs. Because most of the games I want to play as a ROM, I owned. I know I own that game. I played it. I don't really play new games. I play games I have fondness for and memories, which you're legally allowed to do. If you own a game, you can download the ROM. So I don't think I've ever broken the law in those cases.
I will say any ROM I've ever downloaded, I own that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take that to the grave. You can't make me say anything different.
Yes. If the parent company who created it no longer sells it as new merchandise and you can only find it on eBay anyway, I mean, why are you... Okay, so say I'm Nintendo, because I think they are the most notorious when it comes to cracking down on ROMs and emulation.
Yeah.
Say I'm Nintendo. I am not going to offer... what's a game they made a long time ago that didn't sell very well?
Yoshi's Baking Story.
Sure. So say I'm Nintendo and I do not have Yoshi's Baking Story on the current list of sellable items. We have not made it in 15 to 20 years. It no longer exists. We don't even have the source code anymore.
Right.
I, as a company, gain no benefit from cracking down on people who are sharing the ROM of this game, because if they're not gonna download it for free, what they're gonna do is go out and buy it on eBay. And it's so rare that it costs $50, and I still, as a company, do not get any share of that profit.
Hold up. No. Nintendo has all their games. You know it. There is no way they don't have all their games.
They don't have Yoshi's Baking Story.
That's not a real game. That's part of the reason.
They don't have it. I checked.
You guys essentially strong-armed me into getting a Switch. And I saw that there was a... when you get the Switch online, it has a... Let's just call it an emulation app or, kind of place that has a bunch of Super Nintendo games. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to get a massive list of every Nintendo game ever made that they own. Obviously... if some other developer made it and it's licensed, blah, blah, blah. I went in there. I was horrendously underwhelmed. And I'm like, you guys know what you're up against. You know what the emulation market looks like. What is this? Give me everything. I will pay you $15 or $20. Just give me everything you can give me and be done with it.
Exactly. Like, give me the original Pokemon games. Give them to me. If you throw that on there, everybody would love it.
I don't think they own the Pokemon.
I can tell you, so I could tell you some of the reasons why for some of that stuff. One, with Pokemon, that's not quite out of their hands. Pokemon is not a Nintendo IP per se.
Yeah.
Like that's owned by that's the trifecta of Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and another one, whatever. But anyway, Pokemon is a sticky case. And they also have it on the 3DS store as a purchasable item. So they're not going to do that yet because the 3DS store is still active. As far as like other ROMs go, if it's not first party, then they don't have the say to do that. And some companies are dissolved.
Yeah.
Some IPs have been traded a million times, and source codes and things like that do get lost. And that's why they can't really provide legally that huge library that you're looking
They
for.
can just go download
And that is
the ROM.
why. Exactly. So that is why it's true. So nowadays, in the year of our DOS, 2021, emulating classic or retro gaming experiences, that's the only way to play them anymore. So those websites who host all those ROMs is basically a video game library that we get to check out and experience games from so long ago that are lost to time. They're a really unique piece of history, and I do wish that there was some sort of, I don't know, decriminalization to things like that, especially to games that literally do not exist within a company anymore. But I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get that, but that's just where we're at, though. That's just where we're at, and why ROMs are important to today's gaming landscape.
But see, I do get this feeling, and my beef is that I feel like they were holding out on me. And I feel like they...
Oh, everybody feels that. With the NES and SNES selection that you get from paying the online for Switch.
Yeah. I feel like they were definitely holding out on me for probably the sake of profit or whatnot, so they could release games and updates and whatnot, like remasters and everything, or whatever reasons they had. I do feel like they held out on me, and I don't know. I was unimpressed with it. So much so that I got rid of the online, because I was like, that was one of the main draws. And then when I looked at the library they provided, I was like, no, this has no value to me anymore. Away with you.
They do add, I will give them one benefit, which is they add more and more as time goes on.
They?
So as they're able to port them over to the Switch, I mean, I saw it, I was an early adopter with the Switch, and I saw it increase dramatically over the years. As far as what you have access to. But I agree. I mean, even if they did something super capitalistic and said, hey, if you buy this brand new version of this old game, we will give you access to the old version of it as well. Even if they did that, bundled in with the purchase, I would be happy with that. But there's a lot of like big name games where they're just not there. Yeah. And there's a lot of games I just don't care about.
And speaking on the sense of torrenting, one of the things that I think, and this can go from movies and shows, Netflix, Hulu, and all them killed torrenting. People didn't really want to steal. They didn't want to do that. They wanted an easy venue, because as soon as that stuff came out, people just flocked to it. They could have gotten that stuff for free, sure, at a bit of risk, but I feel like people abandoned it, and the market was not doing right by the consumer. And I think the game market is doing the same thing. I think they need to just suck it up and say, hey, let's do right by them and, release all this old stuff and quit trying to milk it for money. That's my opinion.
I think just in general, if a product is no longer being sold by a company, they have no rights to it anymore. If they choose to discontinue production and discontinue actively selling the item, then it is fair game when it comes to, that sort of privacy protection or whatever you want to call it, the copyrights
DCMA
and the trademarks. Yeah, like if you are no longer standing by your product, then you don't get to say who gets to stand by it.
Well, and then
that's just my thought.
And I also want to say, I think the other side of the coin for the gaming industry, a little weird, but I think G2A and like sites killed torrenting, because to be able to get games, really cheap just to get a quick, easy code, I think maybe that was kind of helpful in it. Despite, I don't know, there's some like morality based in that, because from what I've heard, it's a lot of stolen games, stolen credit cards, buy a whole bunch of things and sell them on GTA or G2A. So
is that how that
basically
works?
GTA.
It's something that I've heard, is that G2A is an easy way for people to peddle stolen goods, like stolen Steam codes or credit card fraud, where they just purchase tons of Steam codes and then sell them real quick, or whatever you have. It's just an open black market in a sense.
And it kind of makes sense, because in an open market, and I know we're getting very weird with this, but in an open market, people are going to pay what they feel is Correct. What they feel the product is worth. And for each individual, that's going to be a different price. It's the same reason that game companies sell their product at different prices in different countries, because they're not going to be able to sell a $60 game in, a place other than, like a first world country. They're going to have to drop it down in price to make it worthwhile for the people consuming the media.
And that's one of the things I've seen. There is a website that I've gone to that will, you look up any game on it and it tells you what the Steam price is for every country. And while the US may be $60, $59.99, somewhere like Indonesia will be $12 for the same game. It's just because of the, not supply and demand, but just the demand. There are some places where you can buy a fresh release game for like $5, $8. And that's just because that's that market. People don't buy games there. There's not a demand like that. That's what people's willing to pay. And that's crazy to me. It's one of the reasons they won't let you buy it outside your market. You can't switch to a Portuguese account and buy it for a bunch less. They're like hawks on that stuff, which is crazy.
And of course, people are going to always buy it the cheapest they can. We're always looking for the best deal. But there's a reason why the original, market system was always bartering. And a lot of countries still use bartering because it's even look at our automobile in North America. The automobile market is very much about bartering. You go in and you talk to them and you say, here's what I'm willing to pay. They try to get you to pay more. You try to get to pay less. And worst case scenario, you walk away, go to a different one and say, hey, here's what I'm willing to pay. And you work through it and you figure out, this is what I think this vehicle is worth. This is what I think this game is worth. Are you going to sell it to me for that or not? And if not, I'm going to go elsewhere with my business. And a lot of times that elsewhere is G2A. It's Green Man Gaming. It's, all of these different places where you can buy it cheaper.
One of the things I love is when the big AAA game development companies and everything, those big boys and indie games came in and were big and just fucking gut punched them. As far as what you charge for a game and how much work and how much money you have to sink in to make a good game. And just tons of indie games came in and just gut punched them what are you guys doing? You're spending way too much money. Your focus is in the wrong areas. And for a while, I only played indie games. I only was in that market.
The thing about indie games too is that it's AAA games a lot of the time, and I would say for at least the last 5 years, have been kind of rinse and repeat. Taking tried and true methods and just doing the same thing over and over again. And indie games have been so unique, and they've tried new things and they've taken risks, and it's cheaper than a AAA game. So you get, in a lot of cases, a better experience for half the price. In a lot of cases, even less.
Dynasty Warriors,
I don't know how many,
Madden. I'm looking at you guys.
Just the same old thing. FIFA. Oh, look, this guy has different polygons and different variables.
It's the environment. It's the environment where you can take risks, and the indie game market really revitalized that. Because when we were a kid, the gaming market was new. There were new ideas. There were new IPs. Everything was fresh and exciting, and wow, wow, wow. But these companies, they see the paycheck that comes with all these very successful IPs, and they're like, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. So it becomes stale. So the AAA market can become really stale. Every time a very big developer creates a new IP or takes a risk, I'm actually really surprised anymore.
Yeah.
Whoa, they're actually gonna do it. The indie market kept that spirit alive, though. That's why the indie market is so successful. It captures the imagination and the spirit of what gaming used to be for all of us. And I love the indie market, dude.
In some ways, you can't even blame the big guys because they have so much writing on any game that they release. Releasing a bad new IP, that's maybe hundreds of people's jobs. That's investors. That's this giant thing on stilts that can collapse. So going with something that has a solid foundation that may deliver kind of makes sense for them. It's too dangerous to do the other way. Whereas an indie developer is oh, maybe I'll just go back to waitressing or, being a programmer for websites. If this fails, there's not as much risk. They don't have hundreds of people depending on them to keep them employed. So I kind of get it.
I think there's this very marked shift when it comes to companies making games where it becomes not necessarily about the art or the game making itself or the experience of the user, the player, but then it becomes money, right? And it's not so much the story behind the numbers, it's the numbers themselves. And they get so caught up in metrics and getting better ratings on their end of year results and all this kind of stuff. It becomes a business, and businesses don't make good games.
Yeah.
That is true.
People who play games make good games. They understand what is fun and what is not. And all these companies, they hide behind these numbers and these metrics by a bunch of analysts who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they sit there and go, okay, well, we had a lot of engagement in this game and this game. Let's find the connections between those two. Oh, they both had loot boxes. Everybody must love loot boxes. So let's go ahead and do that more. And it's like, no, we hate those. We're only playing the game because of all the previous stuff you did.
Yep.
So they lose sight of why, and they just look at what. And it's a huge problem in the gaming sphere because it creates these games where we're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't fun. This isn't enjoyable.
The weird thing is it's the middle that I love, because the guys on the top side do that, and they push out, they'll replicate gameplay that worked. Fortnite comes out, everyone wants to be Battle Royale. People only liked that kind of stuff because it was new. But on the lowest end of the spectrum too, these imposter apps, these games that sound like big games, these people that sneak in stuff like it's $5, buy it, and it's a cheap ripoff game. So it's those developers in the middle that I love. Not the super small guys, not the super big guys, but the guys right in the middle. And that's not just because I'm a middle child. There's nothing to do with it, but us in the middle, we're the best.
I can love some of the guys at the bottom, man. Like, okay, here's two perfect examples. Stardew Valley and Phasmophobia.
That man is
both.
That man is an anomaly.
Both developed.
Both of them are anomalies. I don't know how. Savants.
Both of them developed by one person. Like, what the fuck?
See, that's what takes somebody from the bottom to the middle. And I think that's fine. Yeah. Like, the middle is a really good place because they're tried and true and they're tested. They've released games that people really love and they're willing to put money into. So they're able to expand and create this. I mean, it's what, CD Projekt Red. They were in the middle.
Yeah, they were.
And
for a little bit.
They ended up forcing themselves into the top with
Cyberpunk.
Sorry, I'm so out of the loop with them that I haven't really paid attention, but they got into this realm where they're like, oh, we're at the top now. We're getting all these sponsors. We're getting all this money. We have these timelines. We can't focus on the true art of it. We have to focus on releasing it. We have a lot of people who their livelihoods are banking on this game doing well. We have a lot of players that will revolt and hate us if we don't release it on time.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of other people who are going to hate us if we don't release it well. What do? And they're stuck at this situation where it's like, no matter what they do, they're going to be hated. And that's what happens when you get to the top. You get you get rushed. You become a slave to the numbers. You become a slave to the players. And I think thinking as a player is the most important thing as a gamer, for sure. For sure. The game has to be fun. You have to enjoy the product you make, otherwise it's going to be shit.
Yep.
But they get in their own heads about, we need to make this perfect for them, that they lose sight of what the actual vision is. And the actual vision is making something you're proud of. And once you get to the top, you stop doing that. It's the middle is the limit.
As opposed to profitable,
Yeah, exactly. So I think the middle, you're exactly right. The middle is where the game companies are doing the best.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
That's what Jimmy World was talking about, dude.
Yeah. The middle. A lot of our games that we cover actually kind of fit that criteria too.
Yes.
I've noticed. We actually, and I would say it's almost purposefully, but not like we don't do it consciously. A lot of the games that we cover for our show fit that criteria perfectly because they're good games.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. They're creative. They take risks. Like if we just covered Call of Duty clones every episode, like, ugh, who even wants to listen to that?
Mm-hmm. And we also don't cover $1 Steam games that are just a cash grab.
Right. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, not always,
Okay.
but like if we find a rare gem that's particularly a wonderful dumpster fire to play, we do. A la kid-friendly games. Grandma Simulator, Who's Your Daddy?
Dumpster
Like,
Fire
those fit those
Simulator.
perfectly.
That was a bad one.
Dumpster Fire Simulator. There are
Yeah.
games out there that are like that are so bad they're good. And I can't wait to play more games like that personally. But man, the best, most creative games with the most heart really are in the middle. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode with one last burning question for you all tonight. This question comes in hot off the presses from Michaela. That's right, your cousin, Michaela.
No shit.
I'm an orphan.
Yeah. Little cousin Michaela, did you say orphan? Little orphan cousin Michaela.
Please,
My
sir,
entire
may I
family
have
is
some more?
orphans.
your blood relative writes in to us directly to ask.
I have no parents. I'm
And
an orphan.
I actually have no idea who this is directed at, but Michaela asks, how do you sleep at night?
Oh, Jesus.
How do you sleep at night? I don't know what that means, and I was hoping that you guys, since you're related to it, could provide a little context.
On a massive pile of money. I use it as a pillow.
How do you sleep at night?
I usually
Sweaty,
okay. So
typically.
I like the what's Ken's move where he punches upwards, or maybe Ryu.
Soryuken?
Yeah,
Soryuken.
that's about the pose that I take.
That's a weird pose.
Oh,
You
on
don't-
your side.
Yeah.
On your side. I get it. Okay.
Oh.
Wait, you guys are taking this very literally. I thought something happened between you guys. So this isn't some like, how do you fucking sleep at night knowing what you did? That's what I took it as. I have
Okay.
no idea. I didn't know we were going to go into like, what's your sleep
No,
number,
okay,
buddy?
I got this. So
Like,
I usually brew some chamomile tea, and I make sure all my screens are set to, like orange dim mode, and I light some candles, and I read steamy romance novels until I pass out.
I do have issues sleeping fairly regularly, and I don't know, it's like random when it comes and when it doesn't, and it's very relatable. I think I've seen a lot of memes about this on Reddit and different social media sites where it's like, the brain meme where it's like,
yeah.
brain is like, hey, you going to
Yeah.
sleep? And it's like, yeah, I'm really tired, I'm really happy to go to bed. And then it's like, remember that weird thing you did in 3rd grade? And then you're like, oh no, I'm wide awake. So I have situations like that for sure, fairly regularly. And then sometimes I just can't sleep for no reason. But in general, it's just real hot in my room and I sweat a lot.
You know,
And I turn on the fan, but I still sweat.
it's funny because I always see that meme, but I am like, as soon as the head hits the pillow, I don't care how long I've been up, I don't care if I just had like coffee, I'm instantly out. It takes me 0 time to get to sleep. I don't toss and turn, I don't do anything. I lay down and I
That's a rare gift,
fucking
dude.
pass right out.
That's a rare gift. And we're still just talking about sleep hygiene. So I could have swore that there was some sort of crazy family goss. Just like some dark secret, some murder,
Mhm.
some embezzlement, something.
Well, that's all there.
Yeah, that's a given.
I mean,
sure,
but that doesn't affect
but
her sleep. I don't think that's what she means by that.
like there was the time I purposely ran over her cat.
Mhm.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I stole her hair, but like, why would that affect my sleep? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, and there was that time that I spread the nickname around our high school, Lumpy Dumps, and everybody started calling her that for like her entire time.
oh yeah,
there.
I mean, that even spread to her career somehow. Like when she got a job as like a fully grown adult, I mean, they still put on her badge and stuff.
Yeah, but why would I lose sleep over that?
Right? Like that doesn't affect. How does that affect sleeping? Like, where's the correlation between ruining her life and like issues with insomnia? Like, how is that a thing?
Oh yeah, and what about the time you like you stole her identity and opened a bunch of credit cards?
I got her involved with Caribbean pirates where she went missing for 2 years. I mean,
Yeah, but who cares? Who's going to lose sleep over that? That's nothing.
Exactly. I mean, that's nothing compared to the power of melatonin. Like, wait, is melatonin the skin thing?
That's melanin.
Melanin. Okay, I was like, the power of tan skin.
Getting a tan.
Yeah, melatonin. Okay, I'm glad I got that right. I usually don't get things right. So yeah, maybe you need to send that back to her because we don't understand the question.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and stuff this back in an envelope. Return to sender. They sleep great, actually. And, on that note, I think that's the end of listener questions for this episode.
Yay!
We did it! We did it!
We sure did.
Baby!
Well, there you have it. Another perfect podcast. Actually, no, not perfect. It's really, it's a slacking off podcast. Perfect for a day without the boss.
I didn't even wear pants today.
And honestly, what we're going to do is take a older episode, maybe episode 5, and we're just going to play it for him and tell him that was it, because I doubt that he even listens to what we say on these.
Indeed.
That was JB's idea. Very smart.
And thank you all for sending us questions through our social media. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and you can check out our website at head2headpod.com or h2hpod.com for those of you who hate the letter E.
And as always, thanks to our patron saint, Metroid Mike, for the use of our theme song, I Can't Break, off of the album Heart of the Juggernaut. It's on Bandcamp. Buy it. Feed his baby. His baby's so fucking hungry. Do you know how much a baby eats and how much a baby poops? If you don't buy that man diapers, he's gonna go homeless. God damn it. Buy that album. God bless America.
And as always, we want to thank you, the listener, for listening, which sounds appropriate. If you could, follow us on Spotify, rate us on Apple, and interact with us on Twitter, which JB already said, but I just like saying it. Also, if you're going to talk to us at all through anything, pretend like this wasn't a lazy episode, because if the boss reads your tweets, he's going to kill us. So make sure you have the context of, I don't know, some beat 'em up. And as always, stay for the post-credit sequence and get the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Or
seriously, the boss will kill us.
Shorts.
He'll murder us in our sleep.
Yep.
I'm so sweaty.
You just said post-credit scene. Now we're gonna make a post-credit
sure
scene.
did.
Holy shit. Well,
Can you just make a blooper and put it at the end? Like whatever something funny that was a blooper in this episode. Can you put it at the end?
wait, why don't we just
Okay,
do
cool.
this?
What, this?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Like, yeah, everything we're saying right now. This could be post-credits.
That's kind of meta.
No.
Is there a blooper too?
Wait,
Or just...
Are you saying that because it's going to be in the post-credits, or are you actually saying no?
No, I'm saying literally just post a blooper in the post-credits because you said there was one.
Right.
Ah.
Wink, wink. So, yeah, maybe we will do that.
I've already stopped my recording. So
Good night, everybody!
We already did that. This is post-credits.
Oh.